Hey guys, hope you're very well. I wanted to give you a really quick update and a bit of a preamble and explain the video you're about to see. This is number 2 in my Linc Lab series, where my idea is that I leave the camera running whilst I'm working on things that might not usually make it into tutorial, but what I found out when sharing it with you guys, you let me know that it's really interesting content for you. So in today's example, it's going to be speed painting white. The white nose cone, it's such a small detail that I just want to get it done super quick. I had my the studio set up ready, so I captured it and walked you through it. I hope you like this one. Okay, let's get into it. Here's my setup. You might remember that dish on the left. That's the paint that I used with the Gundam Lupus. So it's a white off-white. And this bottle, you might remember, is the airbrush mix that I painted K2SO with. Now technically, they're different shades, they're different types of white, but mixing them together should be fine. Now that's the one I used with the Gunpla. It's MS white. It's kind of a very, very light grey. And the other one, for K2SO, is character white. And there it is, mixed up with self-leveling thinner for airbrush use. Now, there's a couple of ways. In this video, I'm going to show you 2 versions. I'm going to show you how to clean up these bottles, but in this one, here's a shortcut of making your handbrush paint into and mixing the airbrush paint into the handbrush paint to then use it very quickly for handbrush. Sorry, that sounded convoluted, but it's way easier in practice than explaining it. First things first, this has been sitting there for a couple of weeks. It must be mixed up. Some of the sediment will go to the bottom. Now watch this technique. Ready? Boom! That's it. I know you're going to have a laugh with this, but that really is the technique. Now I liked it so much that boom! I do it again. I really was laughing at the time there because I was thinking when I explain this to the guys, everyone's going to have a laugh at how simple the technique is. Now the best thing is, okay, set the timer, Link. We need 5 minutes. I just eyeballed it. So I don't usually set a timer, but I knew this one will be helpful if you guys are trying this for the first time. It will accomplish a couple of things for us. It gives it a few moments for the leveling thinner there to kind of eat down into the hand paint part, and the cover there will help it stop it from evaporating too quickly, and will stop any dust getting in it too. Okay, 5 minutes. Electrical parade tells me we're done. Now just eyeballing that, instantly I know this is ready to go. There's something I don't understand what's happening here because I can't see under the lid. I just know whenever I've set these up, it might be the hotness of the chemical, but somehow it magically mixes these paints up. You come back, you've grabbed a drink, made a cup of tea, you come back and boom, they're instantly ready to go. It also stops the fumes from collecting in your workspace, so the amount of time that it's open to the air is reduced. Now you can see there, I'm digging down very slightly because we've got 2 colors of white in there. The thinner top layer is the character white and it's quite bright. Then at the bottom we've got that lightish grey, the Gundam version. So what I did was, I'm pulling out a little bit from the bottom there, and I used the side of the dish to measure. You know, you'll see some acrylic artists, they put it on the back of their thumb to test how wet the brush is. I'm using the side of the dish there, and I can see the rate by which it dribbles back down. I'm testing the thickness and the opacity and the various qualities we need to handbrush. I'm testing it there on my dish, and going by that, I instantly know how it will sit on the model. Now the other thing is, because this is relatively hot, the amount of thinner in this paint mix is quite high. And that's something, again, you'll get from experience. So I know to go very gently. You've seen in the past, I've done some painting straight on for the green coats for some of the Maschinen Krieger stuff. And I put it on quite thick. And it was more paint than thinner. Now this is the other way around. This is very, very thin. So you'll notice I don't do any double dipping, double touching on the surface of the white here. I'm going straight from white to black, and I'm using a size, I believe that's a size 5 Leon Hardy brush that I got from Hobbyco, and pay special attention to the angle that I make sure that it coincides with the surface. I try to keep it as vertical as along the axis of the nose cone as possible, so that any brush marks that are apparent are going to look like vectors painted into the surface on purpose. That's actually difficult to do. If we had have airbrushed and masked or done something like that, it would have been a lot of additional steps. But you watch this. In laying on the paint like this, now you can see that it's very hot. See how it reactivated some yellow there? But it made a kind of cool scuff mark. I think I quite like that. Now that's one layer. I'm not going to double touch it. I'll leave it at that. Coming back after just a couple of minutes, look at that. It's set up really, really well. I've done the same thing again. I've covered it up with the dish, and you can see the mix. It hasn't really settled at all. Your brush can stiffen up in between, but no worries. Once you dip it back in the paint, the thinner reactivates it. Quick mix, excuse me. Maybe it is a miss. A quick mix. And I'm going to go for a second layer. Now this is going to be it. This is the final smoothing layer. Now there's a little bit more protection there because there's a layer of Mr. Color already on the surface. This won't melt it quite as quickly. But I'm going for a worn/dirty finish here. So I wanted to show you guys a real economy of effort technique here. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to go back and retouch this at all. I believe I'm confident enough in my ability to make this look right after 2 passes with the brush that I'm going to leave it and see what people say about it. Just between us, let's test this out and let's see how it looks for people, okay, in the final shots. Because there's going to be a lot of other accents and things happening on this model. The white nose cone and the black rear engine rocket nozzle part of this are kind of background details in a way. I'm going to make the muffler pop on this, so you'll see what I mean shortly. But we'll go around 2 really quick passes with white here, and the explanation and setup time was actually longer than the working time. I mean, that's basically it. We can leave that now and go on for working our other details. Cool, right? Hey, do you like Warhammer 40k? So do we! We're doing a group build in the Paint on Plastic Facebook group. Link in the comments below, come check it out. I fill my toolbox locally. I support local and I get my kits, tools and paints from Hobbyco in Sydney. And they do free shipping with orders over $50. It's a really good deal. Extra big special thanks to my Paint on Plastic co-producers, Ivan, MB, Grant, Con, Jack, Alex, Simon, Robert, MC, Kelso and Kevin. Sincerely appreciate you guys. Now with more added Nilos. And thank you very much to the Paint on Plastic community for your support. The visionary artists supporting this artist, the builders supporting builders that buy me a coffee or better, a beer every month. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.